The Paralympics report on OTB Sports.
With Toyota Ireland. Start your impossible.
You are welcome along to our Paralympic report here on Off the Ball, coming your way every evening at 6 o'clock, all with thanks to Toyota Ireland. And the hashtag is Start Your Impossible. As ever, Niamh Tallon of hersport.ie is here with us to go through today's big stories from Team Ireland in Japan. Niamh, how are you getting on?
Good. We have some great news today with 2 more medals to add to Ireland's medal tally.
Absolutely. I guess we should probably start with gold. And I was just saying before we came on air that there is a certain degree of pressure on people like Katie George Dunlevy and Eve McCrystal, because these are household names when it comes to people who are going to the Olympics or the Paralympics in Tokyo. These are the people that people will have recognised from years of success, and they delivered under that pressure.
Absolutely. So for Katie George Dunlevy and Eve McCrystal, you know, it's not the first time we've seen them pick up medals, and you know, they said when they won their silver medal, we have our medal but we want 2 more, and they have delivered on that promise. In terms of the track to the road, today's race was a 32-kilometre race, which is obviously quite different from the 1,000 metre time trial and the 3,000 metre individual pursuit. They took the lead out from the start. They averaged at 40 kilometres per hour. Since 2016, they had actually been unbeaten in this event until June this year. You know, I think Eve felt that it was a little bit down to her, that it was a technical aspect, and the course that they had raced in June wasn't, you know, they wasn't suited to them so much. She said, when we got silver at World Champs, I lost that for us on technical ability. So today I was a bit worried with the technical aspects of the course. I prefer a power pan flat course. So the fact that they managed to, you know, claim that gold medal is obviously something they'd be very, very proud of. And they managed to overcome the British team that had beaten them back in June by a minute, which is obviously very impressive as well.
That's really interesting, the stuff she was saying that about the flat course, that in many ways a defeat like that can definitely focus the mind, which seems to have worked on this occasion. And like I know you've pointed out as well that Kelly Harrington was congratulating them. That it's interesting, Kelly Harrington, even in the build-up to the Olympics, maybe there was not doubts about her at all, but certainly when it came to Beatrice Ferreira, she was the most recent world champion, and if you were going on recent form, you might have backed against Kelly Harrington, and as it proved out, Harrington was going to be okay. It kind of felt the same thing this morning with George Dunlevy and McCrystal, that actually it didn't really matter about the lack of success earlier in the year. That actually just focused their minds.
Yeah, I mean, they have spoken about the focus that they've put on the road, so you can see why they would have been maybe a little bit nervous about coming into this competition. Like, they obviously know that they're up there in terms of being on the podium, but obviously they were aiming for gold. So it is really great that the hard work has paid off for them. You know, I think the track was just about, you know, they said settling the nerves and getting started. Picking up a medal there obviously was brilliant, and now they've gone on to claim gold in that road event as well. But that's not the last that we'll see of them. They have got the road race up as well. So look, they've said that they're looking for 2 more medals. They have the first one, so it's a matter of will they get the second one, which would be amazing if they did.
Do they have a chance, do we think?
Look, I think they've been working really hard on the road. They've been very focused on it. 2 medals. I mean, I think they really do have an opportunity of being on the podium again.
The next bronze, or the next medal I should say, over the course of this morning was Gary O'Reilly. What a brilliant story this is.
Yeah, so look, we spoke about him a little bit yesterday. He had previously played wheelchair basketball before discovering hand cycling, and obviously how good he was. He's very talented, clearly. He had actually put on a bit of weight and was looking to, you know, lose some weight and get back in shape. He said that he wasn't really interested in sport before his accident, and you know, just got involved, you know, as part of his rehab and everything. He claimed a bronze medal today in the H5 time trial. So look, an exceptional story. He's gone from strength to strength since he has started this. Clearly has taken to it very well, and we'll see him in action again. It
was a cracker of a race as well.
Yeah, look, he was in 4th position going through the first 8 kilometres, and he overtook one of the competitors. The top 3 were pretty close. He was 20 seconds off silver medal. It was pretty hotly contested, but the order did pretty much stay the same. So, you know, for somebody that has just been representing Ireland since 2018, it seems like there's loads more to come from him. You know, he's still a young athlete. He seems to really have taken to it, really enjoying it. So I think we'll see some more good results for him, you know, in Paris and in the future. But you know, this is his first Paralympic Games, the first event that he has done, and he's on the podium claiming a bronze medal.
Well, like, what's been one of the more extraordinary elements of so many of the different stories we've seen is people coming back after Rio or even games before that and constantly sticking to that high level of performance. On another level, though, they've gained the experience over multiple games, and actually winning a medal in your first appearance at the Paralympics is a really, really tough thing to do if we're looking at recent trends.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Like, look, we've seen from athletics and swimming, a lot of the athletes come in quite young, they kind of gain experience, and then we see them medal later in life. By later in life we mean like 19 years old and that type of thing, so it's obviously still very young. But look, for Gary, like, it's a 24-kilometre race, you know, it's the first kind of major competitions, you know, he's been competing at. Like, it's his first Paralympic Games, so it really is very impressive. And, you know, to build on bronze, I'm sure he'd be looking to go for silver and gold as we look towards Paris.
Absolutely. Ronan Grimes then.
Yeah, so he was in action in the road time trial today as well. He finished in 6th place. He had been in 4th place on the track, and we know that he was really upset to come this close. But look, he's had 2 top 10 finishes in the events. He will be in action again for the road race, and, you know, hopefully we'll see him up there again. I think he's doing really, really well. You know, obviously another debutant when it comes to the Paralympic Games. You know, hopefully he's happy with the results that he's had. They're obviously really, really good results. I think he was hoping for a podium, and obviously coming 4th, and it was by just over a second, is agonisingly close. But fingers crossed we'll see another good performance from him, and something that he can, you know, take in his stride and you know, under his belt and go again.
And like, if we're talking about people who've come from one Olympic Games, one of Paralympic Games to another, I mean, there is also the multiple events within games, and there's a number of repeat performers coming up again tomorrow morning, and like, it just has to absolutely take a physical toll throughout the days, and whatever sort of break you get, it's just pure recuperation.
Yeah, no, what is really interesting in terms of the Paralympic athletes that we have, like, we're talking about Ronan Grimes, we're talking about Gary O'Reilly, and we're talking about Katie George and Niamh McCrystal. They've all been in action in the velodrome and on the road. And, you know, in terms of the pool, like, look at how many events like Roisin Ní has been in, Nicole Turner, Ellen Keane. Like, we're seeing a lot of people in action on several occasions, and all doing really, really well. In terms of Roisin Ní, like, she's back in action tomorrow for her 6th and final event, but she's been in 4 finals out of 5 events so far. So, like, there's a lot of impressive action going on. Team Ireland is really, really strong, and we look forward to the action again tomorrow.
One other person to mention from today then, of course, is Orla Comerford in the 100 metres. Yeah,
so Orla Comerford was in action in the 100 metres. She finished 4th place in her heat in a time of 12:87. She had qualified in a time of 12:65, so she's a little bit outside that season's best. It was her first race in 3 years, and I know yesterday we talked about the surgery that she had. So she had surgery in 2019, so she's been out of action for quite some time. She had a long rehabilitation and actually had to kind of retrain and, you know, adapt her running style, you know, after the surgery that she had. In the, you know, post-race interview, she said that she felt she could be competitive with the athletes that are there, but I just don't think it's there on that occasion. Like, she's had kind of injury against her, and she really was looking forward, like, towards Paris in 2024, and didn't really think that she'd be competing in Tokyo. So I think it's a great thing to say that she has, you know, now competed at her 2nd Paralympic Games, to be looking on towards working and you know, recovering and planning, you know, for Paris. So I think there's more to come out of her. She shouldn't be disappointed, because it's something that she actually hadn't really planned on being there for in the first place. She also said that she had a small tear in her quad, you know, in the past 2 weeks, and she's also recently lost her coach Brian Corcoran, which she has said has been really difficult, and you could tell from the emotion in her interview as well.
She has really had to battle back then from so much adversity, like, and even, I mean, I guess it might have been some respite that the games didn't take place last year, and maybe after the surgery that she had the extra year, but it seems just luck was not against her over the past few years.
Yeah, she said, like, for her it was about getting to the start line, and, you know, it was about finishing the race, you know, lining up and crossing the line. I think she kind of knew where she was, and you know, she should really be proud of the fact that she managed to, you know, get into that race. The time was 12:41, would have been the you know, last person into the final, so she was a bit outside that. But I think if she just keeps working on improving and building again on the injury and kind of adapting to everything, that we'll see her, you know, back up on top again.
So tomorrow morning then, I dare say people will be up in the middle of the night with all eyes in the swimming pool.
Yeah, so we have Barry McClements in action in the 200 individual medley. We have Ellen Keane in the 200 individual medley also. She is ranked 6th in the event. She'll come up against Sophie Pascoe again, who is currently the favourite and world record holder in this event. It'll be interesting to see if Ellen can shake things up here. Ranked 6 is obviously within touching distance. There's a couple of places she's already beaten Pascoe, which will add to her confidence. So it'll be interesting to see how Ellen Keane can go tomorrow. As mentioned, Roisin Ní Riain in her 6th and final event of the Paralympic Games in the 100 metre breaststroke. She's ranked 12th in this event, so it will be tough to get into the final. But as we know, finals 4 out of 5 events is pretty impressive. But that's it in the pool. We have Gary O'Reilly back up again in the H5 road race. He will have, confidence from his medal today. Hopefully he'll have had enough time to recover and, be back out in as best form as he possibly can be within obviously such a short space of time. We then also will have Niamh McCarthy in the discus. She's a Paralympic silver medalist from Rio, 3 World Championship medals, 2 European medals. So look, she has loads of experience. She knows what it takes to be up there at the top as well. So
you really don't know what could happen with Ellen Keane tomorrow. It's just this incredible thing to be riding on this wave of confidence for a few days. It's obviously different with the whole situation that you can't properly celebrate and everything is kind of stripped back a little bit. But even just hearing her speak over the last few days, it is clearly this unbelievable buzz that she's on. That has to have a bit of a performance benefit, especially given how good her gold medal performance was. I'd say not many people actually saw that level of performance coming from her. So who knows what could happen tomorrow morning.
Yeah, look, she took a significant amount of time off her personal best. She dropped it from 122 to 119. So, that's quite some time to drop over 100 metres. Then you're looking at the breaststroke leg in the 200 IM will be down to 50 metres. But look, she's obviously been training really, really well. I know she's been doing a lot of work in the pool and in the gym. So it's a 200 metre event. I think we'll probably see a personal best. It just depends on what other kind of form everybody else is in as well. I think nothing is out of the question. She's obviously proved herself. She will be hungry to get onto that podium again, and fingers crossed we will potentially see a podium finish, but she'll certainly give it everything.
Absolutely. So just to recap then, the 2 big news stories coming out of Tokyo today: 2 medals. Gary O'Reilly in hand cycling in the H5 time trial, he won bronze, and then Katie George Dunlevy and Niamh McCrystal picked up gold in their event. So another really good day for the Irish in Tokyo. Niamh Tallon of hersport.ie is who you've been listening to for the last little while. Cheers, Niamh.
Thank you.
The Paralympics is in full flow, and we've got the last of 4 feature interviews with some of Team Ireland's athletes up on our YouTube and Facebook channels, as Ellen Keane sits down with Patrick Monaghan to chat through his career to date. So the 4 interviews are all with thanks to Toyota Ireland. The hashtag is Start Your Impossible, and you can find out more at toyota.ie/Paralympics.json. And a reminder that you're listening to our Paralympic report on Off the Ball, coming your way every evening at 6 o'clock with thanks to Toyota Ireland. And the hashtag again is Start Your Impossible.
The Paralympics report on OTB Sports.
With Toyota Ireland. Start your impossible.